Welcome to another world-famous Filthy Casuals trailer reaction video. What are we doing today, boys?
We're talking about tennis again. We did tennis last week, remember that?
We've gone from real tennis, the realest tennis, to the fakest tennis.
Yes. Yeah, we complained about not enough big, giant smash moves and mushrooms coming out of the court. And now here we are.
The developers of AO Tennis must be furious that there's never been a large anthropomorphic dinosaur competing in the Australian Open. That Nintendo have been able to pip them at the post.
Mate, have you seen Novak Djokovic? There bloody has been.
Curious to
Tennis burns.
Now, is that based on anything, or did you just pluck the name of the first tennis player to come into your head?
I'll never tell.
Curious to hear Knox's thoughts on the logo of this particular game.
Colourful. The A has a little line down underneath it.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Well, okay, so this is the new Japanese trailer for Mario Tennis Aces.
Yes.
That came out yesterday, but weirdly enough, in Japan, as the video will show us, it's just called Mario Tennis Ace.
So when I watched it, should we hit play?
Yep.
Let's hit play.
Should we get into it?
And then I'll get...
Yeah, it's a long boy.
All right.
When I watched this the other day, I've seen this already. I
Loading?
spent a good amount of time
Play.
saying Mario Tennis Ace and Mario Tennis Aces to myself because I realized that like Mario Tennis Ace is a worse sounding name.
Yes, it is.
In
Yeah.
English at least.
Yes.
So that's why they've called it Aces.
It looks really nice.
It does look
Like
nice.
visually, it's a beauty.
I've only watched this on my laptop. It's nice watching it on your big telly.
Yes.
Every step, like Nintendo does so much with the hardware that they
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
and the Switch being like roughly equivalent to a 360-ish is
It looks
working for 'em.
beautiful. It's very crisp.
Yeah. So this is just
Bam.
basically talking us through a lot of the stuff that we saw in the Direct recently.
Right.
So the different types of moves you can do, which
Yeah.
are all
Yeah.
just tennis things at this point.
And these
Slices.
are all extremely reminiscent of the GameCube game that
Yep.
also was ported to the Wii.
Yep.
But this aimed shot is, I
This-
think, the issue, right?
The $1 million question.
Yeah.
Will this be dog shit?
Will this fuck the game?
'Cause
Yeah.
you know what? This part of it where it's aiming,
Yep.
you're taking control away from one of the players.
You're also completely like fucking the game of tennis.
Well, you are, but I think the worst for because like you can fuck the game of tennis as long as it's video gaming and works, you
and,
know.
and
Sure,
fun.
sure.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is not faithful to the beautiful sport of kart racing.
I
But
tend to disagree, but okay.
I think losing control and not being able to move for just a couple of seconds there as the
Yeah.
other player will be really frustrating.
yes.
Yeah, that's my biggest question about it is it a real bummer to just watch your opponent aim at you on the screen
Yeah.
while you're not doing anything?
By the
And
way,
if it's not, then I reckon I'll be into it. That's
Yeah.
Right.
that's going to be
Right.
the biggest question mark, I think.
The other thing is that the whole thing seems to become a timing-based thing after that. Like, you do your big shot, and if the other player can get to it
Yeah.
and then hit it at exactly the right time, they nullify it.
Right.
But if it then just becomes basically like a multiplayer rhythm game,
yeah.
that might be a little bit not what I want necessarily. Because tennis is about positioning and strategy and whatever.
Yeah,
it's meant
yeah.
to be.
It's about predicting where they're going to move and then moving into the right spot.
Exactly.
Which, like, if you really boil it down, still is what's happening in this weird aimed shot, but just it's harder and less fair, it feels like.
Well,
Yeah.
so you can also you can slow down the timing of your shot. You can also slow down the timing of your receiving a shot.
I love
Right.
those toads on the cameras, by the way.
Oh,
That's
Yes.
fucking
oh
sick.
yes.
And they both eat into the same meter. So you do have like a finite amount of times that you can do this in a match. Like
Right.
that's the other thing I think might be okay about it, that it's not like, you can both just be doing all this slow motion bullshit for the entire match. Like presumably this is a thing that you have to like really build up to be able to do.
Right.
But then does it wreck the rest of the match because the whole thing becomes about building up that meter? So are you like kind of just like sort of swimming? What's that thing where you swim
Treading
in one
water?
place? Treading water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until you've gotten your meter up.
Well, that actually is exactly what happened in the previous version of this. You could build up your own special meter to do a smash, but
Yeah.
if you withheld your own special meter till they did a smash, you had a special little return. But it was not as fucked as this appears to be.
Yeah.
Everything else looks great. Like
It looks amazing.
And yeah,
and
I'm,
you can turn it off. They have said that
Yeah.
you can do your
Right.
own custom rules
and yeah, I'm into all this crazy stuff being in it. It's just as long as it's fun. Like I don't
Yeah.
care if they fuck with the game and add in all this weird shit. It just has to not. Yeah, it just has to. There was one that they had where you could be doing all these special hits like constantly throughout the matches, and your character would have like a 30-second animation that had to play every time
Yeah.
they did
right,
one of
like
those
a
shots.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
Yeah.
Waluigi like parted the waters of the Red Sea and then did a return. Like it was that. Yeah.
Waluigi being
Maluigi.
Maluigi being like the Moses of the Mario universe.
That grass level that we've seen a couple of times in this, that looks so good.
It looks
that
sick.
looks really
Even
great.
the plain like blue, proper court looks incredible.
I love this shit of like every multiplayer game having to reafirm what the idea of a tournament is.
Who could that be holding the tennis racket?
T-shirt
And,
boy.
and what item of clothing could that be? Now, this is the bit that I'm most interested in. This
Yes.
is some new stuff of the story mode.
Yep.
So it's called it's not story.
It's
is it?
adventure mode.
Adventure.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So the fact that it's got some batshit insane story with cutscenes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Very
an
into
overworld.
that.
An overworld.
This is the shit that I was into. This is very reminiscent
Yeah.
of Virtua Tennis on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Where they had these little arcadey challenge bits.
Got a boss
Yeah.
battle here.
Boss battles, you
yeah.
can like some XP kind of RPG kind of stuff.
This is the shit I'm super into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This I'm so amped for this. I hope there's a bunch in this.
Yep.
This is the stuff I'm not super into.
I probably will.
Oh, it's
no,
nice
I'm,
having it.
I'm in the. I like that this is. I think that's such a smart move that this is in here.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like it should be. They'd be crazy not to, since
Yeah.
you've got the motion stuff, but just motion controls in general.
Yeah.
I'm basically against motion controls for any game that isn't tennis. I
Yeah.
think tennis is
Yeah.
the absolute perfect application.
Sure.
As a basically like a Wii Tennis Deluxe, I think
Yes.
that's like a real smart move.
Yeah.
I would rather get to the point where I'm doing I would rather have like a brain interface. where
Well,
I
you,
can,
you know I'm on board with that.
I can remain completely catatonic.
What is that?
Thomas
This
the
little
Tank Engine.
train going around the overworld map is
Squid
crazy.
Boy. Yeah, this looks fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's-
I think the character selection. I mean, it's the Mario characters you'd expect, but I always like it when Waluigi and Rosalina and Daisy
Yes.
show up when
Yeah.
they have to have more people than they would like.
Yeah.
And they showed that little green boy with the blue hair who's like a baddie from some of the games. Like he's never been a
Right.
playable thing in games before. I think his name's Spike or something. Which
Is he one of
kinda
the
cool.
Koopa kids?
No, he's like a baddie in I think the new Super Mario Brothers games, or
Right.
maybe even dating back to some before that. But with these games, they tend to like bring in a lot of the weirder ones. Like you can play as a chain chomp in this one, which I always think is super cool.
Bowser Jr.'s little fists on the side of his little rocket ship thing were cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm into this.
It kind of looks like, because they had like the choosing the rackets and stuff. It kind of looks like Mario Kart with a story mode,
Yeah.
but tennis. Like that's, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Ex-
So there's like a pre like an online trial thing of this in like 2 weekends time. I
Oh,
think June
yes.
2 and 3. So like you can play tournaments, and if you do well in it, you get some bonus stuff that will unlock in the game should you buy it.
Yeah,
which I think
nice.
is cool.
That's
well,
great.
we'll talk about it on the podcast then, I assume.
Bye.